Hello. I noticed when while editing and watching back, when we were working down here, we didn't get a single shulker shell the whole time, which seemed very odd. So then I wondered if they were just missing. But no, the farm still has shulkers. So I thought I would try to investigate. But things will probably go terribly, terribly wrong, so I thought I would bring you along. Okay. We are invisible for 8 minutes. We have an empty hand. So perhaps we can do some recon. There's a lot up there. Let's see if the minecart's still going. Hi, don't mind me. Just an innocent little rhino. No minecart. Okay. They don't even know. Not sure what happened to the minecart. Not sure why, but let's even get rid of our wings. Hello. Okay, well that's not so bad. A relative easy fix. I can kind of watch how it works. So I don't fully understand how this farm works. Just that these scaffolding, I think it just confuses them, depending on position of things. Oh no. I'm sorry. Oh. Let's go. I don't know if that was me. But they shouldn't be firing. So yeah, as far as I know, this farm works off magic. And just confused, I think, when they try to open. They get teleported, maybe? Or they make their way down the farm, they make their way back up the farm. At the bottom there's a endermite, which is attracting the snowmen, so the snowman just constantly fires snowballs. And then one of these guys ends up in that spot down there, in the path to which the snowballs are flying, and it gets hit, so then it duplicates, or has a chance to duplicate. Anyway. Terribly, terribly wrong. That's what happens when you don't have your feather polygon. You can't be careless. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Cameron. Avery, yes. Now, not everyone has this glass trade. Like you, Emerson. Farley, you do. Like Parker doesn't. Riley. What about you, Sam? You do. So we need glass. We need a lot of glass. Currently smelting up some of the sand we harvested in the last episode. And I'm hoping to get some with trades. I've run out of money. Sorry. Back. Quinn. Oops. Let's get the glass out of my hand. Instead, I'll hold a shovel. Okay, some of these should restock, I hope. Why do we need glass? I need a lot of bottles. For today is the day where the Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M comes back to life. All of its glory, like it's never been before. With new improvements, lightning speed, using redstone that I am borrowing from Ilmango. He heard of these zero-tick pistons that can react very quickly. Most stuff in redstone operates on ticks. 1 tick, 2 tick, 3 tick, 4. This is 0 tick, which is interesting. And it is very fast. So the redstone, yeah, it's basically not mine. I've just repurposed it for this Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M. What is the Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M? That's a good question. This is the Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M. It's hasn't worked in a while. Not very well, anyway. I'm just getting ready by collecting some bottles. So it used to be you'd stand under here and you'd feed it blocks. And it would form these like rectangles essentially. So it's the stuff that you silk touch or that I would silk touch. But it it doesn't really work well. As you can see, kind of gets jammed up. I've tried redoing some of the redstone. If I go slow, it works. But the Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M, Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M, which is just an acronym made up for this silly machine, standard for Quick Ore Packager, because it would form a nice big cube. And then you take your fortune pick and you break it. This used to be the only way I could get XP, really, in the world before I had the Enderman farm. But I do like it. It's kind of not necessary. I mean, a lot of people, I think, just, you know, stack up into the air and then mine your way back down. I thought that was a fun way, and this is one of the first things I built. It's actually what the basement of this thing was for originally. Yeah, I've been watching Ilmango, and he does very technical Minecraft. Him and his crew and community, they understand Minecraft to like the coding level. I'm more of a tinkerer. Where do we put this? Everywhere. You can have some quartz. So I would like to resurrect it. And I've been playing around in creative, figuring out how to. But I do need a lot of water bottles. Because I also want to make it a mud maker. So the Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M will become the Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M. MMM. Nope, I added one too many M's. Quick Ore Packager and Mud Maker. We can work on the name. I would like to combine this, which I tried to do, I think, in one of the early episodes when I came back. Was adding dispensers to it. But I'm going to have a whole work redesign. But this wall will stay. It's 4 by 11, I think it is. Yeah. I've used this to make mud, and it worked quite well. Principle being it shoots a water bottle out, and then this has space for glass bottles, so it'll pull the glass bottle down. It'll push the glass bottle into here. This will go off. It'll fill a water bottle. It'll drift up and end up back in here and end up back in here. So it just does a loop. So we're going to use this very same principle in the Q.O.P.A.C.A.M.M packager and mud maker. And yeah, I'm going to yank all these bottles and we'll retire this little guy and make something better. But I need to get some material. Ooh, can I sneak through here? Nope. Oh, hello. I heard you, Tortwing. I didn't mean to hit you. So to lay things out, I can kind of demonstrate in this box here. Alright, the logic is as follows. Okay, this is our pistons, so that's these ones up here. Only have space for 2, but you can imagine 4. So they're pushing that way. Then we're going to add a row of dispensers 2 blocks below it. In this space here, which means I gotta rip up the floor a bit. So we're gonna add in, yeah, the dispensers right there. And then we're gonna feed the dirt underneath that space, 1 block. And then it's gonna get, the whole row is gonna get pushed up into this space right in front of the dispensers. And then they're gonna get hit by the water bottle, converting it to mud. So instead of pushing from the side over, we're going to push into the bottom and then up. So these will be full of water bottles. Dropper behind it is going to be filled with water bottles. And this hopper line will also facilitate water bottles. This dispenser is going to be facing into this waterlogged mangrove block. It's going to fire a water bottle into there, or an empty bottle, and fill it up. Because it's going to be full with glass bottles, it'll have no room, so the water bottle will shoot out, get picked up by the hopper, which will put it into this dropper, and all this will get operated by redstone at the same time. So every dropper dispenser gets a signal and moves either a water bottle or an empty bottle through the system. It basically works in this kind of circular method. Now I did try some other ways using like water streams to see if that would be a better way of doing it, and it kind of worked. Also toyed around with minecarts. So the real bottleneck of the system seemed to be... I'm going to probably have to tear all this down, fortunately. We'll take one picture for nostalgia, and then we'll tear it down. We'll rebuild it. But yeah, everything kind of bottlenecked. So the hard part I had was feeding water bottles back into the system fast enough. I had a few things that worked out. This is one of the ways that did. So we're going to go ahead with this. This is a way that doesn't require any running water, which I kind of liked because the sound gets tiresome, I guess, after a while. Maybe I should put a floor here for convenience. Perfect. So toyed around with minecarts to see if they could deliver it. And I do think the minecarts would have worked. I almost had it working, and then same thing was kind of limiting factor seemed to be hoppers. So the system I came up with keeps it all individual. So it's basically like 11 separate circuits. At first I tried to just dispense all the water bottles into the water, or into a water stream, and then have them cycle through the hoppers, kind of like an item sorter. But it could reliably feed about nine dispensers. But it couldn't make it all the way, so eventually the system would fail before I could fill up a whole block. And I kind of had that worked out if I just provided it with a big enough backlog of pre-made water bottles, which is essentially like a dispenser full, a dropper full, a hopper full, a chest full, another hopper full. That could do it. And then it would catch up. But, again, the running water, so I kind of like this. I'm going to try to preserve the look, so kind of kept that in mind with this 2 space. That's kind of one of the reasons the dispensers are in the ground, so they'll be hidden away. So the redstone I'm going to put in here, again, is Ilmango. And I'll just throw it in there. I can see how it works, but yeah, definitely not something that I came up with. And hopefully I have enough room. I'm essentially going to gut all the redstone that exists here. A lot of it's pretty old. Let's get some shears. Much better. Now I probably should have checked to see if I have room before ripping out the old one. But I do think we have enough room back here. I don't know if these are in the way. I hope not. Oh, they might be. Oh no. Yeah, they might not. This might not work. I might have to take out these bottom parts. We could just change it, maybe. Not as cool. I mean, I don't know. It's just silly. But I've always liked stairs. Messing with stairs. It's kind of like vanilla Minecraft's micro blocks. We'll see. I don't think there's another way I can wire it, but maybe. Alright, I've done some work. I did record some, but I think I'm just going to bring you in here, skip ahead. So I've been trying to figure out what to do with this, if it's worth keeping or not. Because in order to keep it, I have to lower this down quite far into the ground. So what we have going is a couple buds. One's a very basic setup here. It relies on budding one piston and updating that piston with a directly powered piston, which results in a really quick kind of like block tape. Now I was trying to figure out a way of maybe making it so we didn't have to have a redstone torch there, and we could hide the redstone. So far that's the best I could do. I can't find anything that can go this fast. That doesn't use a torch. But this is very simple, and it works quite well. And yeah, it doesn't take much redstone at all. So this will be where we stand, somewhere here, or maybe even under a trap door. This fence post is just there so we can't place a block anywhere but in the place we need to. And if we aim at the side wall, it works quite well. So I'm just trying to figure out, is this the way we want to do it? Or do we want to move things up? At the end here is a different style of kind of bud. And again, this is directly from Ilmango. I've just kind of changed the shape of it. But I learned this from him. And it's this piston that is currently budded by this redstone block. So if it gets an update, it will fire. And this is also 0 tick. And it works kind of the same idea as over there. Has the same principles where this piston is bud powered by this command block, or not command block, target block. And it gets power from this repeater. So when the slime block goes in front, redstone goes there. I have it just crawling under here. This is just because we have the sewer here, so I'm trying to work around it. So I've changed the shape of things. And it basically powers that. So this is powering repeater, goes through, powers this, directly powers this piston, which causes the piston fire, but this also is in a budded state when this is powered. So it causes this to trigger, and it just goes, really fast. So I don't know the exact per tick. You could check out Ilmango. He has mods and stuff installed where you can slow things down and do it by tick, kind of like slow motion, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know if it gets this fires and that's what causes this one to fire right immediately, but because this one fires, it moves the slime block back, which then cuts the power or the signal. So this is no longer getting power, so then it retracts, which then also updates that one. So it retracts really fast. But it does have a 3 tick, if I'm not mistaken, reset cycle. So I can't use this over on the other side and get that same result that I just showed you. It'll have some delay and it'll get locked up. I guess that doesn't update. This is this also powers. So when this slime block moves across, there's a redstone block here. That's redstone dust. We could change these out for a torch or something else. But when this moves out of the way, the redstone can then connect to here, which then feeds our other piston pushers. And I also have this doing something important. The torch is on top of this block. And when this all fires, I don't think I can get there fast enough. No. This takes that signal and turns off this torch for a second. Without that, no wait, let's see if I can do this. Without that, once this gets to the end, there's a bit of a pause when this all moves. So this will lock itself up as it has done. So now this piston it's in a budded state, but there's nowhere, it won't push unless we update it. So to get around that, and there might be other solutions, but this one is a simple one, and we're just adding in a bit of delay. And just need 2 ticks in order to turn off the torch. 1 tick won't do it. And that's something that I think has changed with redstone since back when I used to do it. So yeah, this side works great. Everything is perfect. The only thing we'd have to do is hook up all the dispensers, which I have put in place, but I'm contemplating on, do I like having this so far down in the floor or not? Now, something I want to consider, I think we absolutely could. What if we lower the floor by 1 block? I don't know why I want to keep these, I just do. Maybe we can put them somewhere else? But I don't know where. But I mean, ideally, these droppers could be here in respect to like what we need for redstone. So it's these blocks here that will be in the way because I got to run redstone on top of these. These are droppers facing into the dispensers. Oh, I hate when I do that. Into the dispensers. So I power this block, which also powers the dispenser. So it's a way to power these Oops, I don't want to be down here. It's a way to power the dispensers while still having blocks above and below. Or below we're going to have actually hoppers. So I will have to get rid of those logs. I don't know. It is kind of nice having it all hidden down there. But even if we lowered it one block, I think it would still be good. And we could keep the redstone as it is. So, let's see if we can do that real quick. First I gotta move all this. And all these chests that I put there. Next, we're going to get rid of these leaf blocks because they will prevent us from doing what we're going to try to do. This is going to be in the way. Okay, that's unfortunate. Complicates things a little. I'll just put stone blocks where the leaf blocks used to be for now, just as a placeholder. Simplify things. I'm going to need a lot more pistons than I probably have. I suspect yes. See if a stack and a half works out. Crafting. Crafting. There's a crafting table somewhere. I saw it. I see it. Can't get it. Okay. This will be fun. Nothing could go wrong. We might need to check underneath as well, just to do a, you know. So it's this right here that we're pushing. Now the levers will fall off. The banner will fall off. That's fine. There's room there. That can all go away. Just check what's underneath, make sure. Looks okay. Yeah, so it's just this pipeline, so we're going to avoid that. I don't have to get rid of these blocks. The pistons will push them. And just so these lights will stay on, replace all the levers with redstone blocks. Yeah, the only possible complication or other thing that might get in the way is this thing. So, to check on that, or just avoid it as well, and do that by hand. Which is right here. Yeah, so we get some wool. It might be okay. Just get rid of that. That will try to move. Yeah, I think I'll just do this one by hand as well. So we won't push this. This will be easy. Maybe we'll avoid ripping off the item frames. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm extremely confident that this will go well without any problems whatsoever. We should go get some more honey. George, what are you doing down here? I see. Has this thing turned itself off? Not yet. Oh, but it's extremely close to. Time to craft. Alright. That's pretty good. Should buy us some time. How many more can I do? I do one more batch. Alright, so we converted that many. Off you go. Okay. Next, I gotta try to figure out how to do this. Like how many more pistons can I get away with not using? So push limit is what? 13? 12? That can push 11, 12. It can push 12, it can't push 13. So this is going to push 1, 2, and 3. Occasionally 4. Hoping to figure out a design that will... So let's say 4. That would make it 5, 6, 7. But then I also can't put anything there. 7, or it becomes 7, 8, 9, 10. I can once. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be tricky. For me, at least. Okay, I think we have enough. We can use sticky pistons too. I didn't consider that, but there's no reason we can't. Okay, I think we're ready. Almost. I'm not sure these will butt each other. Oops. We got some pistons there that maybe they... I think they're hitting the wool. So that might be why they didn't fire. But otherwise, good. I converted all my blocks. Everything's red. And flashing. Yes, so I can take this. And we'll put it here. Good. And one more here. Good. And those are the sticky ones. So they brought the dirt up, but they did push. Okay. Now to reveal. Looks okay. Well, this one didn't go. Why not? Might be something underneath. Uh-oh. Might have broke the door. Should have stayed one away. I fixed that door so many times, I don't want to do it again. But it'll be worth it. We now have an extra meter of ceiling Just to figure out why those ones didn't go down. Oh, it doesn't push a banner. Goodbye, banner. Is that the right direction? Should be a mirror image of that. Yes. Well, I would call that mostly a success. Some complications. Or some reworking required. I'll work on that later. Let's focus our attention back to this. Alright, let's get some of the rest of these dispensers and droppers in to try to remember. Part of the problem, I don't know if it was a problem I ran into, but dispensers similar to pistons can get diagonally powered. So I was running into problems. But if they're all getting triggered at the same time, it may not matter. The solution I did in Creative was just to extend things out, which resulted in more droppers being involved. But we're going to try to not have that and see what happens. If I have to extend it out, I will. It might be better just to err on the side of caution, but as long as they're firing and getting the signal at the same time, I think we'll be okay. It's only if they're at different timings that I think we'll get issues. So I'll have to bring this redstone signal up to them. And as long as we don't run out of signal strength, so 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Might be a problem. Because I'm going to have to add in... Will it be a problem? No, I think it's... Maybe. I'm not exactly copying my my redstone, which I probably should. Do need some target blocks. We may want to test before I just go ahead and do this. But if we're coming from 15, 14, 13, 12, we can run it this way. Yeah, every time this fires, so that's okay. We have them all linked together. So these dispensers, or pistons, fire. Do we need a delay? We may not. I should really just duplicate what I already built, but where's the fun in that? Okay. So I love these things. Because working with water can be bit challenging. And mangroves, waterlogged mangroves, just hold the water, which is quite cool. So you really don't have to worry about, like, floodings. We just need 2 droppers. Like so. And we don't need these blocks. What we do need is some droppers facing into here. These are going to grab the water bottles when they get dispensed. The block space above, and it seemed to work out that they reliably could catch them. I was worried they'd glitch out and get thrown somewhere, but they don't. And then the water bottles feed into these droppers, which feed into the dispensers. That should be it. Other than we have to fill everything up. We're going to power those there. And this will take care of the other ones as well. That's going to directly power the top one, similar to that piston. Directly power this one. This one's going to be quasi-connected or powered. And this one's going to update this one. So they'll actually both fire. Now this one does have to get a delay though, because it's too far away. Alright, change of plan. I realized something else. I went to go look at the redstone. And because we want to have an off switch for these, right? We don't always want to be firing water bottles if we're packaging ore, only if we're packaging dirt. And so I do want to have a space just to make that easier. But anyway, I'm going to go with what I know works. There may be a better way or a different way I could have done it with less hoppers. But this will introduce essentially an extra 22 hoppers into the equation, which might work out okay. I mean, the big thing is that means 5 more slots of empty bottles times 11, so 55 stacks of bottles, which is basically a double chest worth of bottles. So 1 double chest of bottles, 2 double chests of bottles, 3 double chests of bottles. It adds up. So that'll be the downside of doing it. But I know it works, so. Okay. Stone, cobble, grass. Stone, cobble, grass. Stone, cobble, grass. Stone, cobble, grass. So it seems to work. I don't know why I didn't before. But I've got everything moved. I think I've got the redstone figured out. There's a reason why I kind of have it wired the way I do. And that's for the off switch. So why don't we work on that. A couple pistons. So the way we're going to stop this one from working is by moving a block into this position and into this position. And that way the redstone gets cut off. So if these are in place, the redstone can only go down here. And that means it will only fire this piston. And this stuff will be essentially off. So to do this, I think we just need that. And we'll do 2 pistons. And that's it. And then we can wire those up and have a switch over on the other side to power them. But for now, demonstration purposes, if that is on, the wire is cut. If it is off, the wire is not. And that'll work. For this off switch, something we could do is use an observer. Maybe not that way. Okay. This should work. So we have an observer here. On the other side of that is a note block. So every time we click on this note block, it'll toggle that piston into different states. And that'll be used as our on-off switch, similar to a lever, just a fancier lever. So it just moves this block back and forth. If it is in this position, the lamp does not get powered, indicating it's off. This redstone line is off. And I invert this to be on so that the pistons extend and cut off the redstone. So now this stuff won't fire. And that'll work. This is almost functional, apart from being completely empty. The only thing left to do is we got to detect when the blocks get to the top, and we have to fire off this whole wall of pistons. So I went ahead and wired them up. See if we can squeeze in there. First try. So we're just going to run redstone on top of these note blocks. This block is budded, but this piston fires, gets updated. Similar thing to what we have down there. Same idea. This one gets powered. This one doesn't, but it gets updated. So this row gets powered, this row gets powered. The other two rows are budded and get triggered with them. It's the same way I had it before, except I just had wool blocks running across with redstone on it. And in hindsight, that's probably cheaper. This cost more in redstone doing it this way. So maybe I should put the old redstone back. What we need now is a budded piston here to detect everything and to fire this off. We should be able to do this with an observer here. Put this on either side, but as well put it here. Piston. Another observer. Like so. Whoop. And when this detects a block, it will trigger this once. It'll move the observer over. We'll throw some more redstone here. It'll power the note block and activate all that. This will get a secondary pulse as well, and that'll cause it to retract itself. So it should return to its state. And since it'll be hard to see it operate, we can see it here. So it gets triggered when the block gets placed, and then it gets triggered again, I think by the piston retracting, if I'm not mistaken. That extends that. The observer detects it's moved and fires a pulse. Yeah. And we don't need this to be fast. Since the wall will only fire, on occasion. After, this one is fired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So every 8 times. And this only fires every, 11 times. So this one fires 11 times more than that, and 8 times more, 88 times more than these ones will fire. So this one doesn't have to be very fast at all. Just has to get out of the way before the next 2 rows enter into this space. Maybe let's fire it up with some dirt. Just test that all these pistons are working. All right, so that seems all good. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and start filling things up with the bottles. So this may take me some time, so I'll bring you back once that is all done. I think I've tapped them out for the day. You can get 2 trades per day, but I don't know if that's correct. Spreading rumors. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you can get more. Quick way to get glass, though. You know why people make trading halls. And obviously this isn't the most efficient way of doing it, having them all free roam. But I like it. As for you, Sir Prefect, do you have glass? You do. Ooh, you even have a better deal. You have 2 glass trades. Oh, but now you're locked out. Will you unlock? Ever? That would be a very cheaty way of getting glass. So that's actually a really good deal. That's cheaper than these folk over here. Right? You're 1 for 4? Yeah. And you've restocked. Thank you, thank you. Not even looking at your names anymore. Definitely have gone more than 2 trades, though. There we go. You have both a superior deal and an inferior deal. Okay, I think we're really close here. While everything's been cooking, I just started cleaning up and trying to fix things. I got the store mostly working, but it's not quite right. It opens. It doesn't close so well. I'm just going to leave it open for now. I also turned off our speed beacon, as I found it's just moving way too fast. And I don't know if it's jarring to watch, but it was kind of jarring for me. So we're going to be a bit slower. Oh, as I say that, our speed beacon comes back. I must have missed one. I thought I did them all for this side of the village, but I guess I missed one. All right. So, this, I think, should do it. That leaves us with some bottles still. We still got to do the water. So we'll go ahead with that. So just added these trapdoors. Just so we could hide this stuff a little bit. Worked on these stairs because I was jumping around like a crazy person all the time. Still smelting up some glass, too, in case we need some more. Trying to rework this secret door, but I gotta think about it some more. Otherwise, everything's okay. Added these. Oh, I hate that I do that. Should not walk around with an axe. Okay, no axes. So yeah, we can keep these closed most of the time, and they're out of the way in case the machine's running. Those trapdoors just hide the redstone and stuff down there, so we don't really see anything. This is kind of similar to what it used to look like. I kept kind of the same structures. Looks a bit lopsided. Where last time it was very symmetrical. The slime blocks back here meant I had to do this a bit differently. There's something we have to add, though, before we begin. We have to get up top. I think there's room. Yeah, if we get rid of these blocks. And we're going to put a row of furnaces here. Now, under normal operation, these shouldn't be needed. It's really only if I try to overload the system. Once these pistons can't push anymore, it's possible for those bottom row of pistons to push upwards, because this is more than the push limit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's getting close. 11. The furnaces are at 11. I mean, a couple more blocks and it wouldn't have been able to do anything. I could have just filled it in probably, and the floor up top would have been a push limit. But anyway, the furnaces will do their job. Yeah, so now we just gotta fill these with water. Now there's a bottle up here. So I filled another bottle, put it in here. The other bottle made it all the way through. 2 bottles. Now there is some inconsistencies that I'm not aware of what's going on. That one has 2. It's like only some of them are firing. Everything has redstone. Signal strength of 15. Should make it all the way to the end. This one seems to be working. They seem to be a bit weird, though. This one has a bottle left. Let's just take that out. I'm trying to make them all the same, so that I can tell one of them is not working the same. What I wasn't totally positive on when I made this thing is, will there be will it always be the hopper directly in front of it that picks it up? Or on occasion, could one of the other ones do it? Like the adjacent ones. Okay, everything is the same. Let me just check the front. They're all at 40, which tells us that that row of dispensers, they're all firing. This dropper got a bottle. This one got 2. That one got 2. That one got 2. Some inconsistencies. I don't like it. That's 16, so that's one problem. This doesn't make it. Double check the rest. This one should be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 11. Should be 15. That one should be okay. Should be 2 plus 11. Should be okay. Let me fire it one more time and see what happens. Now it works. Now it works. That one little thing. Oh, no. So some have 2, some have 1. They all started off with 1. Seems to be some irregularities with just maybe the order that these get triggered. Could be location, maybe even chunk based. Most of this is in one chunk. Didn't check, but some of it's not. Well, let's see if it just resolves itself. What happens? Wondering where it'll back up if I just let this run. So in the end, I want this to have basically full, but 1 space left, just as a reserve. You can also add a slight delay to this row. See if that totally messes it up, if it fixes it. This is where I'm not very good with redstone, like the specifics of like the per tick redstone. So they're all the same. Still only heard 1 tick or click. 4. I mean, if this is getting increasing, that's all that matters, really. Like, a bottle's getting up here. How they end up in this thing down below. As long as it doesn't, like, back itself up. It should be good. Everything looks actually okay. Alright, we'll leave it like that. Now what I'm going to do is run the machine. Get the other part going. And if we fire it... No, I think I have to manually load these ones. Because if I let it fire, it'll just start shooting the bottles out. And that's why we did this. Pigman, could you give me a hand, please? This is convenient. If I take half of 37, half of 19, and put it back, I get 9. The exact amount to fill a dispenser. Yeah, giving you the choice to leave. It's up to you if you take it. Alright, well, I think it's at where it needs to be. Because it will... I'm leaving 1 space here, just in case the bottle goes in before it takes one out. And it should be at this place where it just cycles itself. And yeah, if something goes wrong, I'll adjust it. I think we're good. Just gonna put these on top for reduce hopper lag. That's still how you do it. One last check of redstone. Everything's in place. It's currently in the off position. I think we're good. Let's get some dirt. Give it a go. Now, the capacity of this thing gets slightly more. It used to be 9 stacks pretty much exactly, which was convenient because it was like your hotbar. Now I think it can technically do 9.5, but that was before I increased the height. So it might actually be able to do more. However, I don't want to overload the system to the point where it locks up, because then if I go to clear it and I remove the dirt that's, let's say, in front of here, before I get rid of the dirt in front of this piston, it's going to fire one last time and make a mess. However, if I turn it off first, that shouldn't happen. So it might just be an order of operation that I have to be aware of. We'll leave those open so we can see what happens. And I think what I'll do is that. I would like to do a full stress test. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a good start. Oh, I broke something. Missing a piece of redstone. Alright, just kidding. That was a... Got you. Haha. Alright. So I can give you guys a better view than I see. Hopefully. Okay, yes, that's gotta stop. That's... I think we determined that that had to be there so that it didn't do that. And I'll do that again for now. And I'll break you for slightly more view. Alright. This has been an episode with no flaws in it. Everything went smooth. Maybe I can make it look so in the editing, but I don't know. You can only do so much with editing. Flawless. I meant to do that. That's interesting. We just lost one. It worked a little bit. And then not at all. Interesting. That's pretty good. I mean, 100%. I mean, the best part is I have no use for this mud. I have absolutely no reason to be doing this. I don't know what I don't have, like... Yeah. It's not like I need the mud right now, but if we do, it's here. I wonder what happened. Okay. I assume that's all from that one row. Everything else worked. Except for this row. So this one ran out of water bottles, or glass, which meant this emptied out, which means then it just drained. If a water bottle made it in there, it would just drain out. Shouldn't have gone any further than that. Yeah, because this is still full of bottles. Well, I shall spare you any more. We'll consider it a success. This was the other thing I wasn't sure of, was can I still reach everything? but we can. So even though I moved the floor down, we're still able to... If I sneak? I can't. Okay. Something happened. This did not fire properly. And it got backlogged. The rest of them just have the one bottle. This one and kind of that one too. Don't know. I do believe it's fixed. I think it was, in fact. Oops. The chunk border. It was these two that was causing problems, and they are right on the other side of the chunk. So something with this, probably the fact that it's such a small pulse, maybe something happens. I don't know enough about that. But this seems to resolve it. I just took away the other way we were powering it, and now I'm just powering this bottom one, which powers that one as well. Could do that for all of them, but it does seem to work now. Anyway, that's all. Have a good one. I'm going to make some more mud, because I can.